Thank you. The Honorable Member for Kitutu Masaba, Honorable Clive Gisairo.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise to request a statement regarding demise of a police officer while on duty outside the country. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to Standing Order 44 2C, I wish to request a statement from the Chairperson, Departmental Committee on Administration and National Security regarding the delayed release of the autopsy report of the late Inspector Walter Nyakia Nyamato, force number 200-8070-300, who was found dead in his hotel room in Washington, USA on 13th February 2024. Honorable Speaker, the late Inspector Walter Nyakia Nyamato is claimed to have been part of an advance team of officers from the National Police Service that had headed to the Republic of Haiti for a reconnaissance mission ahead of the deployment of Kenya Police to the multinational security support mission in Haiti, to which Kenya is a party. Unfortunately, the officer was found dead in his hotel room in the morning of Tuesday, 13th February 2024, and the cause of his death remains unknown until today. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and National Security on the following. 1. Under what circumstances did the National Police Service dispatch officers from the Kenya Police Service, including the late Inspector Walter Nyamato, to the Republic of Haiti despite a High Court order barring the government from deploying Kenyan police officers to the said nation? 2. Why has it taken inordinately long for the autopsy report on the death of the late Inspector Walter Nyamato to be provided to the family? 3. When should the family expect to receive the autopsy report and have the body of their loved one repatriated for a decent send-off, and in order to find a closure on the loss of their loved one? Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Speaker, thank you very much for indulging me. The statement that has been sought by the very able member for Kitutu Masaba, my good friend Clive Gisairo, raises a number of weighty issues, very weighty issues. First and foremost, Honorable Speaker, it is now close to 1 month or thereabouts since this officer was reported to have died in Washington, D.C. Since his death, there have been conflicting statements. A statement from the police was suggesting that this officer had gone for some training in the US, whilst a statement from the family of this deceased officer was clear, was categorical, that this officer was part of a mission that had been sent to Haiti. Now the family is helpless. 4 weeks down the road, they have not been told what killed their kin. They have not been told when to expect the body of their kin. But more fundamentally, if indeed it is true that this officer was part of a mission to Haiti, who authorized that mission? In the clear face of a court order that any police mission to Haiti remains unconstitutional until certain conditions are met under the law and the Constitution. Can I therefore ask that the chairman of the relevant committee compels the concerned cabinet secretary to come forth and tell the whole country, in addition to the family, as to how this helpless officer found himself thousands of miles away and was allowed to die a solitary death in a foreign land on a mission which remains unclear to date. Is this how we treat our police officers? That once we use them, we send them to some unknown missions, they die there, and then you remain quiet. And the family is crying, is agonizing. Honorable Speaker, sorry, Mr. Speaker, sir. This is a very, very, very serious matter. And in fact, I would have suggested in a ruling after this, that this question be treated differently. That you compel the cabinet secretary responsible for the police to come here and explain to this House how this officer, and an officer who is just struggling with life from the great land of Omogusi. Why are you mistreating officers? A son of the Omogusi is dead, far away in the US, and nobody is telling the family what killed him or what took him to the USA.
So you will need to conclude.
So with those very many,
so that we don't encourage a lot of debate on this. What's your point of order?